I don't know if I watch too many crime shows or if I'm just paranoid, so I've come here to ask. Last week, I made chicken gnocchi soup, and when it was almost done, I started helping my daughter with a school project. She got us both a bowl, and a few seconds later, my boyfriend ran into the room with a bowl and told me to eat the bowl he had. I told him it was all the same, but he insisted that he wanted mine because it had more chicken. Thinking back now, I don't know how he would have known that, considering my daughter dished it out. My daughter took the bowl he gave me and said she would eat it, but he yanked it out of her hand and said, "No, it's for Mom." I took the bowl, and he went to the living room. I continued doing my daughter's project and told her not to eat the soup. Around 20 minutes later, I walked into the kitchen to pour out the soups, and he was still eating his. He asked why we didn't eat any, and I said the cat got into it while we were waiting for it to cool down. He freaked out screaming, "Was it your bowl? Cats can't eat that." I told him it was only a lick, but he has been stressed out, watching the cat like a hawk, obsessive even. His reaction was very weird, to say the least. Since then, my emergency money has gone missing. I keep money hidden just in case because I lost my older sister when she wasn't able to escape a dangerous situation, and I literally swore on her grave that I would never be in that position. After the soup incident, I went to get my money, and it was gone. It was hidden, and I changed the location every few months. I asked my daughter if maybe she found it and told her that if she took it, I wouldn't be mad because I knew she couldn't have spent it, but she said no. A few hours later, she tells me she forgot, but the other day she and my boyfriend got pulled over, and she saw my pink wallet in his glove box. I did not tell her which wallet it was in, or that it was even in a wallet to begin with. So, I decided to ask him if he found it by accident, and he instead asked me why I was hiding a large amount of money, saying, "You know you could never leave me," and laughed. He had never said anything like that before. I told him it was for my daughter's Christmas presents, and he said no, he didn't find the money, but I could use his credit card if I needed anything. I didn't tell him about my daughter seeing my wallet in his car. Now, here are a few other things that have happened in the past few months that seemed random at the time, but now they don't. I have a severe allergy to latex, and one day, when we were about to do it, I glanced at the mirror we have by our bed, and noticed that the rubber he wanted to use was a different color. I stopped him because it wasn't latex-free, and he said it was a mistake and just an older one he had. We have been dating for over 2 years, and he knows how serious my allergy is. My EpiPen, which I keep in my room, is missing, and I didn't realize it until I was searching for my money. Another odd thing is that one day, he was following me down the stairs while I was carrying laundry, and he kicked the back of my leg, causing me to fall. He said he slipped, but the stairs are wood, and he was wearing his steel toe boots. At the time, I thought it was an accident. Is this all just my imagination running wild? My anxiety has been at an all-time high. I thought about going to my mom's house for a few days and asking him when I get there when I'm safe about the money, but I don't have money to do that now. She is on a fixed income and can't help. I feel stupid for being scared. Last night, I decided to check his car for my wallet, and he caught me. I asked him for my money back, and he tried playing dumb. I told him my daughter saw it there, but he said she was lying. I told him I never told her about the money or what wallet, and he said he was a grown man, and kids lie all the time. I asked him once more for my money, and he said, "I'm not giving you money to leave me." I waited until he was in the shower to grab my cat and my daughter, and we left. I can't take my cat with us to a shelter, and the DV shelters are full. I was able to get us a night at a cheap motel. This exact situation is why I had money saved. I did everything right, and now I'm still screwed. I feel like I just blew up my entire life. Update 1. The day after we left, he sent me a picture of my EpiPen and telling me it was in my nightstand the entire time. I tore that room apart looking for it, so I know for a fact it wasn't there. He tried getting me to come back, telling me I scared myself stupid by watching too many true crime TV shows. Something didn't feel right, so I told him to put my money and EpiPen in the mailbox. We went back and forth, and he denied having my money. He then said, "If we broke up, you and your daughter are no longer allowed in my apartment, and will be treated like trespassers," and sent me a picture of his target practice sheets. I went to the police about the money, but was told it was a civil issue. I was upset, but wanted the rest of my stuff, so I asked if someone could come with me. Yesterday, I finally got into the apartment with a cop and my landlord. He destroyed all of my daughter's belongings, ruined the laptop charger I use for work, and there was no EpiPen in sight. My daughter's medication, along with the backup medical supplies we had, were all ruined as well. Our landlord let me off the lease without having to pay an early termination fee, which is great considering I have no money and motels are expensive. All shelters are currently full, and I'm lost on what to do. I don't want to get rid of our cat. Update 2. I just updated 5 days ago, but this will be my final update because there is nothing anyone can do. I was encouraged to go back to the police station after my last update, so, on Saturday, December 9th, I went back again. This time I printed out the threatening text messages that included the target practice sheets he sent. I explained in detail about the accidents, proving he was trying to hurt me. I even had my landlord put in writing that he believed our lives were in danger after seeing everything I was showing the police and let me leave my lease early. I brought in the destroyed medical supplies and medications. The police said they had already talked to him and said he didn't do any of it. He told them my daughter probably destroyed her stuff because she's on the spectrum. She is very mildly on the spectrum, but doesn't destroy things, and since it was his word against mine, they believed him. I didn't have proof he stole the money or that it even existed in the first place. I was told the EpiPen was my responsibility, and they won't do anything if it's lost. I was told to let it go and to stop bothering the police with my petty civil issues. I am so defeated and angry. My daughter isn't going to have gifts for Christmas because I have to save for a new deposit on an apartment. We have been staying in motels while I was reaching out to DV resources. I can't get help without a restraining order and police report. Every place is out of funds. He is getting away with everything, and I'm so glad we got out of there because there is no doubt in my mind he would have gotten away with deleting me. I know this sounds like my last update, but that is what happened, nothing new. There is no justice, and there are no repercussions for him. He still gets to stay in that apartment. My landlord offered me another unit across town, but I can't afford to move in. This exact situation is why I had money stashed away because no one has ever cared about us, and I knew that. There is nothing else I can do. Update 3. A lot of people wanted an update, so here it is. On Christmas, he slashed my tires, knowing I would have to pay out of pocket to replace them, which I don't have. Today, he threw a heavy patio chair through the window of the place we were staying at to let me know he knew where we were, and I was asked to leave for everyone's safety. However, my daughter and I aren't safe. I walked in the snow with my daughter and our cat, and I felt vulnerable and like open prey, so we came back to the police station to sit in the lobby until morning. Shelters are still full, and I now have to disclose that he is dangerous anywhere we go. The police couldn't find him, but I know he has to be close. I don't know what his endgame is. Update 4. I checked everywhere I could think of and still couldn't figure out how he was tracking us. I blocked him on everything, including email, after he sent me pictures of his target practice sheets among other things, and I got a cheap burner phone for now. My daughter was out of school for winter break, so he didn't follow her or anything. I checked my car for a tracker, still nothing. I do not have an iPhone, so I couldn't check whatever app an AirTag is attached to. My cat is harness trained and wears a collar, but there was no tracker. That is, until today, I decided to inspect the carrier. I ran my fingers over every inch of it and felt a bump on the bottom soft side. There was no new stitching or an obvious cut. He had to use a seam ripper along the stitching. It was undetectable, and I almost missed it. He had to have help because I've never seen him sew anything, probably the same person who is letting him hide now. If his excuse for the AirTag was to track my cat, he would have put it on his collar or harness because that is what he would wear when we go out on walks or car rides. My cat would never go in his carrier unless I was planning on leaving for more than a few days. I have no idea how long it has been there, nor do I know how far the tracker works, but now I know we aren't safe where we are, again. I feel disgusting, and I feel like hunted prey. This is so unnerving, and I'm so uncomfortable. Just who the F was I living with? Update 5. I'm hoping this update will make everyone as happy as it makes me. I was finally granted the restraining order. We get the keys to our new apartment on the 11th, a place I can afford monthly and also comes partially furnished. It's in a super safe area right by my daughter's school. Words can't describe the sense of security I'm feeling right now. We will spend our time living in our car until then, and of course, it has to be snowing, but we are together, and we have our kitty. This nightmare is almost over.